Hey guys, and welcome back to the game room. This time we'll be taking a look at the GameBooster, which I showed you in a previous pickup video. I was absolutely right about that slot on the top there. That is indeed a Game Boy cartridge slot for inserting Game Boy games. Basically, this device allows you to play Game Boy games on your Nintendo 64. Sounds pretty cool, right? Well, let's see how good it really is. So here we have my RGB modded N64 in front of us, and here is the GameBooster cartridge. Now, as you can see on top, you've got the Game Boy cartridge slot, which I'm just going to pop my copy of Super Mario Land on top of that. And then round the back, you've got an N64 cartridge slot, because you need to plug in a genuine N64 game so that the lockout chip in the cartridge can communicate with the lockout chip in the console. Otherwise, this will not boot and you won't be able to use the GameBooster. So, yeah, you can see it creates a bit of a tower when you've got it all rigged up and slotted into your N64. Just going to show you around the side here. It looks a bit funny, doesn't it? That cartridge, the World Cup '98 cartridge, sticking out the back of it. And what I've done is I've captured some gameplay footage to show the GameBooster in action so we can see if it's any good, and I'll give you some thoughts on it. So here we go. You get this GameBooster logo with a bit of an effect as it comes into the screen from the side. Made by Daytel, who most people know for the Action Replay cartridges they made. And then you get this awful soundtrack and the Game Boy game actually starts. So go ahead and press start on the N64 controller and away you go. You can actually play Super Mario Land or any other Game Boy game that you've got in your collection on your N64. Looks pretty cool, right? Well, yeah. Unfortunately, the gameplay is a bit choppy. So the frame rate is noticeably choppy when compared to playing this on a real Game Boy, which is a bit of a shame because it does spoil the game a little bit because it looks choppy and doesn't move so well. There's also a menu, as you can see I've paused the game. There's also a menu you can access by pressing the shoulder buttons on the N64 controller. Game trainer and cheats, I think they're pretty self-explanatory. You can actually go in, change the border that surrounds the game. You can actually change the size of the picture as well, which you can see I've made it bigger by clicking on the zoom function there, which looks, again, it really highlights how jerky and how sort of unsmooth the frame rate is. It's not the best. And you can also adjust the colours, which is pretty cool as well. Here I'm going to completely and utterly mess up the colours and how they appear on screen, just to kind of give you guys an idea on how it works. Now, as you can see, it looks absolutely awful. So we'll reset this and we'll play Super Mario Land again. Okay, so we fired up the GameBooster again, and as you can see it's bringing up the intro sequence, which it does every time. And now we're back to Super Mario Land. Now, you're most probably wondering where the music is. You're probably expecting to hear something along the lines of what's now playing in the background. Well, unfortunately the GameBooster, and this is a really, really bad thing in my opinion, might not bother some people, but it does me. The GameBooster does not play any of the Game Boy music or original Game Boy sound effects. You get that awful, awful droning soundtrack that just continues on and on and on and on and repeats itself. It is just super, super annoying, guys. It really, really bugs me. This device had the capability of being a really, really good bit of kit. To play Game Boy games on your N64 sounds like a really, really awesome idea, doesn't it? Unfortunately, it's not done very well at all. Daytel did a pretty poor job with this cartridge, which is probably why it's kind of rare and kind of, you know, uncommon, and not many people got it, because it's a pretty half-assed attempt, really. The frame rate is sluggish. It's cool that you can adjust the colours, and the concept is cool, being able to play Game Boy games on the big screen using your N64, but it's done really, really badly, I'm afraid, guys. So this is one that's really for collection purposes only. I wouldn't recommend anybody to pick this up. I'd recommend, if you've got a GameCube, picking up the Game Boy attachment that comes for that, the Game Boy player that you can buy for that. Make sure you get the disc as well as the actual Game Boy player attachment, otherwise you won't be able to use it. Hope you've enjoyed this little look at the GameBooster, guys, and thanks for watching.